So we working. Mike in the back, right, doing the order. Now, mind you, I already told him I need to talk to him. So we in the back, he working. So I look at Mighty Soul, I look at Nicole and them, and I'm like, they're like, all right. So I go to the back. I'm like, hey, Mike. So he like, yo, what's up? Playing with me. I'm like, what's up? I'm like, look, I'm not the one to start friction or anything. He like, what's going on? What happened? I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work out, and I don't want to start no problems. So I just want my money back. He like, your money back? I'm like, yeah. He like, but you paid for this month. I'm like, well, you can have this month, but everything else, I'm like, I won't. He like, huh? I'm like, yeah, like, first off, to order to get paid rent, that means you was happy the whole month. If you pay your rent without complaining, you've been happy the whole month. But I've been complaining ever since I've been there. I done gave this man over $3,000 and ain't no work been done. So he like, no, man. He like, I told you I got you. He like, that I was going to make sure everything's set. I'm like, I want to live comfortably. I'm like, I'm going to just find somewhere else to go. He like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, now I knew we got paid in the next couple of days. So I was like, well, can you give me, you know what I'm saying? Can you give me $500? He like, $500? He like, man, I gotta pay, you know what I'm saying? I gotta pay child support. I'm paying my rent, this and that and the third. He like, that's why I'm pulling 2 jobs. So now he giving me his case scenario. But I'm like, but bro, I'm giving you my money and I'm not getting what I'm supposed to get. I'm like, is this her building or your building? He like, well, it was both of our buildings. He like, but when we got into a divorce, he like, they gave her the building, but she was telling me that she needed to rent out the spot. So he like, that's what I was doing, trying to rent out the spot. He like, because she was getting hit from the city. Now here's the deal. When you own apartment buildings, if nobody's staying there, you have to pay the rent, boo boo kitty la la. You have to pay the rent. So they was trying to get to make it vacant. They tried to make it, not make it vacant. They was trying to get somebody, to put a body in there. So I'm like, well, you know what? I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I just want my money back. So he snaps. He like, look, I'm telling you, I told you, I don't got the money. I'm trying to fix the place for you. I'm like, but I'm telling you. So now I'm yelling. I'm like, but I'm telling you that I'm not comfortable and I want my money back. So he like, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this at my workplace. And he walks out from the side. So Patrick and Marty saw. Now Patrick is the last manager. That's her nephew, Miss Kate, the one that gave the store to Mike. That was her nephew. So he like, hey, is everything okay back here? I'm like, you know what? Somebody said like, what's wrong? I'm like, he don't want to get my money back. So Patrick like, what happened? Now he knows because he like the gossip. I'm like, nothing. So I grab my stuff. So Mighty Soul like, wait for me. So Mighty Soul go out there asking Nicole, can she leave? So boom, Mighty Soul, she clocks out. We leave. I'm like, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do to get my money back. I'm like, I'm not playing. I know what to do. I'm like, I should pop open this safe and take my money. For real, how you ain't get $500? You're taking my money, but ain't said. So she like, calm down, babe. Calm down. She like, come on, let's go. So boom, we leave. We dip, right? We dip. So boom, we go back to, the Mike crib. So when we go back to the crib, put the key in, I'm grabbing all my stuff. So I'm stumping, being dramatic. Grab my stuff. So she like, you okay? I'm like, man, I don't care. So I lit up the blunt. I'm chiefing. So she like, just calm down. I'm like, man, how the way you gonna play me like that? Blah, blah, blah. I'm cussing. I'm going crazy. So you hear do. So I open up the door wide like, boom. I'm talking about I open up the door. Boom. The door, whooing, it made a hole in the wall where the doorknob was at. And she like, do y'all supposed to be here? I'm like, shut up. And I walked off. So, and I steady grabbed my stuff. She like, y'all need to go. I'm like, we'll leave when we supposed to. I'm like, tell Mike I want all my money. I want to have the cops here. So now I'm going off, right? I'm going off. So she like, leave. So Mike hit my line. He like, y'all destroying the woo. So I hang up on him. We dip. I go to Mighty Soul crib. Now I'm chilling at Mighty Soul crib. Mighty Soul end up cooking and stuff like that. She made some carnitas and stuff like that. Some little pork meat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, little tacos. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I'm stressed out a little bit. So I get up later that night. I grab a laptop. I'm like, hey, what's your passcode? She put a passcode in. Now I'm looking for spots, right? So after a couple of days, I'm getting stressed out. And I've been in Mighty Soul crib locked up in a room. Locked up in a room. So I'm really feeling some type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, at this point, I was down on my luck. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, things ain't working for me. And so she said, you can stay here as long as you want. I'm like, but I don't want to be locked up in your room. Like, I want to be able to smoke, drink, be loud, watch the game in my living room, talk, just do whatever I want to do out loudly. Take showers with the door open or whatever. And so, you know what I'm saying? I was just really feeling down. So she getting dressed for work. We're both getting dressed for work. Mike been dodging us, right? So lately he ain't been really coming as either he taking off or working at nights at Starbucks. Because he work at 2 jobs. So to play because he got so much to pay. I get a call on my cellular device. I ignore it. I get another call. Now, I don't get my number out like that. So if my phone ring is important. So I'm like, I don't pick it up. I'm like, hello. They say my name. Can I speak to Roshan? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, this is he. What's up? So and when I pick, because normally when I pick up the phone when there's people I don't know and they just call my phone back, I pick up like, what? You know what I'm saying? But this run was a little different. And so they was like, hey, we looked over your application and you approved for a 2-bedroom. Hardwood floors, blah, 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 blah. They giving me that the address and stuff like that. And they like, you could come and see the one that you requested. We have the landlord on site. They like, bring a copy of your ID, your social security card, and they like, and bring $600 for your down deposit. So I was like, really? I'm like, what time? They said at 12 p.m. I say, I'll be there. Now, I ain't get off until 1. But I don't care. So now, I'm happy. I hang up. I'm like, yeah. Somebody so like, what's wrong? She came in from the show. I'm like, oh my God. All right, I got the place. I'm like, I got the money. I got the place. I got to prove, right? I'm excited. I got to prove. She like, that is great. I'm like, 2-bedroom hardwood floors. I'm like, they're going to let me see it today. I'm like, but it's at 12. She like, well, I get off at 11. She like, I'll cover your shift. I'm like, really? I'm like, ooh, I owe you a big one. I'm like, if you want, you can come stay with me, right? She like, yeah, well, I want to help my parents still. But she like, I'll still come stay with you. I'm like, I like that, right? I'm like, and we're going to be good. We're going to be fun. I'm like, I'm going to take care of you, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm spitting my game. Boom, I go to work. Mike there. So Mike tells me I'm going to be on register. Then he takes me off register at 8 o'clock and put me on store support, which I'm having a beeper, an 8-minute beeper on me. I had to change all the coffees. I have to clean up the lobby, clean the floors, take the trash, put espresso beans. Basically, I'm supporting the store. What it sounds like, I'm supporting the store. So boom, it's getting like roughly 11:15. So I'm like, Mike, I need to leave early. He like, you can't. I'm like, hey, you got the money you're supposed to give me? He like, no, and you can't leave early. I'm like, well, I have a meeting for a new spot. He like, what? I'm like, yeah, I found a new spot. He like, yo, I just gave you a beautiful home. And I said, you didn't give me nothing. I said, I want my money back. He like, well, I told you I don't have it. I said, I'll get it. I said, but like I told you, I need to leave. He said, well, you can't. So I went out there to Nicole because me and Nicole was locked. We was the original that been at that store. I said, Nicole, I said, I need to clock out because I got a spot and I'm homeless basically and I need to go. She like, okay. I said, Mighty Soul gonna cover my shift. I clock out. He said, if you clock out, I'm gonna write. He like, if you clock out, I'm gonna write you up. I said, Mighty Soul cover my shift. She get off at 11. So he looked at me like, and he looked at her like, oh, y'all be. I'm like, and Nicole said I can. And I'm like, it's her shift. So you could tell he looked like, oh, they played against me. Yeah, you're not the likable one, buddy. So boom, I go down there. I look at the place. Beautiful. Had a balcony. It was beautiful, and I loved it. It was by all the stores. I had a McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, Pizza Place. Everything was perfect. I go down there. I sign out the paperwork. I'm happy. So they're like, yeah, here go your keys. I got the keys the same day. I was like, thank you so much. They like, yeah, your first month free. I'm like, first month free? Like, I was so happy. They're like, yeah, your deposit covered because the deposit was non-refundable. So I was excited. So I'm like, man, so Mighty Soul get her stuff. and we at my new crib, so she makes some Hispanic food, and this is the first time. Basically, I said it was her spot, so I was like, "Yo, you want me to put your name down?" She like, "Yeah." So I'm like, whenever I go to the office, I'm gonna put your name down. Now, I'm happy. I'm living good. So it's coming a couple of days. Mike ain't saying that to me. I'm just working. You just not gonna keep my money, sir. So we had a pop-up visit with Nick. That was the district manager. The owner came, and we had another lady that came that was the head of operational. So I was like, let's see who can embarrass who first.